Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, current serving presidents and past presidents, incidentally, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, our former president, issue of establishing Niger Delta University was discussed at the Executive Council, and the name was also suggested by our former president. It is from the state, Bayelsa State, Nigeria. And we're very happy that today you are recognizing the young man who suggested Niger Delta University, who later became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and now is even here with me as one of a very wonderful recipient of and his own boy is now recognized as the African Educationist of the Year. In fact, it's a wonderful thing. Let me thank God for that. And Dr. Gianni, thank you very much for the opportunity given to us. And for us in Niger Delta University, we are determined to see that the youths are properly educated and given the right knowledge and what they should be doing in the society. And that's why today, what we do is to ensure that we blend entrepreneurship together with academics. And that's what we are doing here. As a policy, there is nobody that will graduate from Niger Delta University without a skill. We introduced that in 2018, and today the students are very happy about it. They all graduate with one skill or the other. The factories you have just seen helping our students as well. They go there, they do jobs, and they also learn one skill or the other, and that's the way forward. And you saw in our health College of Health Sciences, the facilities we have acquired. We believe that Africa can do it. That's the slogan. I do not believe it. They always talking about the box. I always say that we should think outside the box. In fact, destroy the box so that we handle the things the way it ought to be. Because when we say we have a box, that will not enable us to think very well. If we do not have a box and we have to think to help ourselves, we will do better than this. And for us in Niger Delta University, we want to chart that course so that every student graduating from a university is properly trained. For example, we just celebrated one of our students who made a first class in law, went to the Nigerian Law School, and came out one of the best. Still maintain that first class because we have introduced a very wonderful quality assurance program where we ensure that not one individual grades a student's script, so that the issue of victimization is over. And all these ones we hear people are saying through the social media, sex for marks and all that is not found in Niger Delta University. We have been able to curtail all that. And so Niger Delta University is one of the best schools in Africa we have, that I will say that every African should have a certificate from. Dr. Gianni, you can do another degree here. Yes, for us, and that's what we are doing now. And today, the placements requirement is so high. For example, we just conducted for about 11,000 students seeking for one placement or the other in our university. And I want to say that our staff, we have a wonderful. In fact, when we introduced the only university in the whole of West Africa that has even a nursing program as a faculty. And I can say that the only professor of nursing in the whole of West Africa, the first professor, was employed by Niger Delta University. And so if you talk about quality of staff, we have. So our school is second to none. Thank you very much for this recognition, African Leadership Magazine. And I want to tell us that ND will be very happy to receive it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. I didn't know Prof was a marketer. He really marketed the university. And I'm very sure His Excellency, the former president, is truly proud of you. I saw him beaming with smiles as you were speaking. And we are happy that he's here to see what he bet grow to become what it is today. I use this opportunity to call on Dr. Barry Benoit of Contact Group, while Dr. Teni Adesanya prepares. So may I call on Dr. Barry Benoit quickly to present this award and give a few remarks. Barry Benoit, please. You're muted, please.
Hello. Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Gyami, for inviting me to this very illustrious and group of people who have been given awards by your publication and your magazine. I wish to greet His Excellency, my former president, or my president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, President Ernest Korama, Dr. Tedros. I thank you very much for putting me in such illustrious company, and it's very, very nice to be here. As just a few quick words on this, which I will just tell you a little story about myself. After having spent 45 years in Africa and Nigeria, my adopted country, it really is an honor and a privilege to be here amongst such distinguished people. The little story I want to tell starts with how I got involved with anti-human trafficking many years ago. And I was then talking to the First Lady, Dr. Patience Goodluck Jonathan, and she said to me, Binoy, I don't understand. All these girls we bring back from Europe and other places, they come back and then they go right back. That's what they want to go back and do. And how do we keep them here? And this got me thinking. And the more I thought about it, the clearer the answer, was glaringly obvious to me. And it was that, look, we have to create jobs. We have to create enterprise for people. Nigerians in particular, Africans in general, are extremely enterprising, but they don't know where to begin, how to begin, what to do. So I put together all my various enterprises, my various companies, everything that we had. And I said, look, let's come up with something which addresses all these problems. And we were able to look at not only human trafficking, we were able to look at climate change, we were able to look at sustainable development, we were able to look at job creation, we were able to look at all these things. And this was all through integrating into our agriculture system what we call becoming climate smart agriculture or digital agriculture. The interest, not every kid wants to go and become a farmer or carry a shovel and a hoe, but when you can offer them other careers such as becoming drone captains or technology data accumulators, or doing things like this, or getting involved in the distribution chain, marketing, all of a sudden it becomes very interesting for a large group of youngsters. And this is what we decided to do. We also realized, I realized, that it's not enough to just keep on looking at agriculture with the way we have been doing traditionally, which is the dumping of chemicals and more chemicals without thinking about what's happening to the land, without analyzing the soil, without looking at what is best for that particular area, not looking at the weather requirements, not looking at the water requirements, not looking at anything. So we were able to come up with homegrown solutions, which now today turn out to be 60% more cost effective. They are cheaper. We're getting better yields. We have been using them from as far as deserts in Qatar. We have been using them in vineyards in Australia, in tea gardens, tea plantations in India and Sri Lanka, in Burundi, in Nigeria. We're using them extensively, in Ghana. I mean, everywhere that we're going. And agencies such as USAID, DFID, the German GIZ, I think, all of them. We've been supporting hundreds of thousands of farmers and doing a fantastic job. What we now need is support from the group of people like who are in your group there to understand the relevance of what we are trying to do, bring about this change in farming practices, in health, cut out the carcinogenic components that are there in all our foods, reduce the amount of money we need to spend, reduce the amount of alpha toxin that we are releasing into the air, the greenhouse gas syndromes that we are creating everywhere. We need to be able to do this, and to do this cheaply, effectively, and healthily is really what our goal is. So what we want to achieve is where we can employ thousands and thousands of young people who want to come to farms or be involved in this chain in some way. We want to be able to increase the yield that we're talking about, and we want to be able to create a healthy generation of youngsters. So I really look forward to getting help and getting support from organizations such as yours. And I'm truly grateful for having me here and giving me this opportunity. So I thank you for that, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barry Benoit. Dr. Barry is being recognized for innovative agricultural solutions across Nigeria and is currently expanding to other African countries through the green feeds. Please put your hands together for him. He's lifting his awards now. Thank you. Congratulations for your contributions to agriculture and sustainable development. Thank you so much. The next person, Dr. Teni Adesanya, while Mr. Kie from Ghana prepares. Dr. Teni. We'll be happy if you can keep your speeches very briefly so we can move on quickly. Thank you, Dr. Teni Adesanya.
Thank you, Dr. Gianni, the chairman for African Leadership Magazine. I want to, first of all, acknowledge His Excellency, my former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Thank you, sir, for giving us the opportunity, we youth in the country, to be able to rise to where we are. It was during your tenure that a lot of things changed in Nigeria. And then people like us was able to start businesses that are now floating and have employed a lot of people today. I also want to appreciate the magazine for finding me being the outstanding CEO in Africa. I am the chairman for Oxford International Group here in Nigeria. We have businesses in almost all the sectors in Nigeria. We have businesses in agriculture. We have businesses in financial services. We have businesses in real estate, to mention almost all the sectors in Nigeria. We started our journey, and what we want to achieve is to see how our youth in Nigeria can actually be employed. For 5 years now, being on the race, we've been able to pull over 10,000 people into employment. And we've been able to also succeed in making sure that most of the people that were pulled into employment are also generating businesses and subsidiaries that are also employing other people. It has been a good thing for 5 years. I've been involved in so many outstanding achievements for the past 5 years here in Nigeria. It's also interesting to know that we've launched our business, not just limited to Nigeria. We are presently in Rwanda now, and then we're also in the Republic of Benin. And we're also looking at about 10 African countries before the close of the year. What we're targeting is to see how we can actually bring unemployment to its knees in Africa. And it has also, part of our goal is to also make sure that we help people that want to go to school to be able to at least cushion some of their effects of payment of school fees and all of that. We've done over 14,000 from January 2020 to date. We've been able to pay for people to go to school and all that. So I want to thank the leadership for the opportunity, recognizing what we're doing here in Nigeria. So many times when I come on a platform like this and then we are being recognized, it gives me opportunity to know that, yeah, someone is actually watching us, and then we're actually trying to, what we're doing is being recognized by people like African Leadership Award. We have many of us here in Nigeria that are doing wonderful things like this that people did not recognize. So I'm so happy to be part of this today, being given this award. And I want to tell you, all of you that are watching me now, that it's an opportunity for me to do more. I will not relent until almost all the youth in Africa are duly employed, not just employed, being able to empower others as they are empowered. So thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll skip some people from speaking. Dr. Kwame, our energy leader, he's a businessman. Dr. Kwame Kie, who runs one of the biggest energy concerns and very responsible, sustainable energy. He has said he's standing on the existing protocol and he would just be presenting his award. So I call on Dr. Kwame Kie to lift this award. Please, can we do him the honors to put our hands together for him? At least he's done us a service. It's more action than words. Congratulations for the work you do. Thank you very much. And may I call on General Vincent Nundiwe, after which the Minister of Finance of Liberia and the Minister of Commerce of Eswatini will be next. May I call on General Vincent Nundiwe, who is being recognized for his contributions to peace and security as the head of the Malawi Defense Forces. I'm happy that our peace and security leader is here. His Excellency, Dr. Jonathan, is watching you. And I'm sure you go back to continue to do well for the good work you're doing. Thank you so much, General. I don't know. Okay, thank you. General also wouldn't want to say something. If I'm wrong, let me know. All right, then very quickly, may I call on, now the ministers will have to say something. At least we're encouraged. Okay, General, have a minute, please.
Thank you so much. First of all, let me recognize His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, President of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and His Excellency Ernest Uroma, former President of Sierra Leone, and all my brothers and sisters on the forum here. In the interest of time, let me take this opportunity to thank the chairperson, Dr. Teni, for organizing this forum and recognizing the importance of doing good work, good service to the continent. And me, I'm honored because I made my contribution during a very challenging time. And I know that I should thank His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan for the winner, because I'm the co-winner. But the lessons learned from this is that in Africa, the military is used as a tool for suppression. This is what we should avoid. We as commanders of defense forces, we must be aware of the constitutional rights of the people. We are there to uphold the constitutional order. And the constitutional order is that we must make sure that there's no one infringing the rights of the people who are there to express themselves on something which is genuine. So in Malawi, for example, there was a presidential election which was challenged, and it is at that particular time that I was actually a commander to taking over the Malawi Defense Force to be able to uphold the constitution. I had to go through a lot of pressure from the politicians. Normally, it is the issue of doing things beyond what we are not supposed to do, like shooting at the population, which we should avoid as military people. we are actually working for the people. So it is the people that give us the tax that we enjoy. So the problem which we have as commanders is that we would like to protect our position and do the interest of the politicians who appointed us. The politicians will appoint us, but what we should do is serve the people. We need to serve the people, not to serve the interest of the politicians. The politicians promise the people, but when things have gone wrong, they have not done their promises, then they start using the military to suppress the dissent. Instead of doing it politically, they want to use violence against their own people that actually put them into the office. I am happy that we have had good examples of the former president of Nigeria, Jonathan Goodluck, as a good example of what leadership is supposed to be. He did his one term, but after the elections, he left. And that's, I do commend that one. And thank God we had such people in the continent that can be able to follow the dictates of the law of the land. With those few words, let me take this opportunity to thank every one of you here, that you are sons and daughters of the continent who have contributed wonderfully to the welfare of the people of the continent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, General Vincent. General Vincent was specifically picked for this award because he defied political order at a time Malawi was in potential crisis, and by that simple gesture, saved thousands of lives. We want to commend the service to not just to Malawi, but indeed you have become an example to military leaders all around Africa. May I now call on the Honorable Minister for Finance of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Samuel D. Tuer. And you, can we hear from you? I will encourage you to stay within 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me recognize the excellencies in the meeting. The President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, past President of Nigeria, Dr. Jonathan Goodluck, and other excellencies. I am speaking on behalf of Honorable Samuel D. Tuer, Minister of Finance of the Republic of Liberia, who would have really loved to be here to receive this award, which is very precious to us as a country. Unfortunately, he could not make the meeting because he had to escort the President, His Excellency Dr. George Weah, on his national tour of the country, and currently is in an area where internet is challenged. But he's asked me to extend his gratitude on behalf of the government and people of Liberia to you, the African Leadership Magazine organizers, and to other stakeholders of this very noble magazine. In his remarks to me, he encouraged me to extend to you that it is usually a very challenging, very difficult task for ministers of finance in Africa and other parts of the world to be able to work and achieve results in the context of what we've been faced with in Liberia over the last years, especially where we've had both domestic and international shocks on our macroeconomic space. Over the last period, it is worth to note that it is not an easy, it has never been an easy thing to get the kind of result we as a country have been able to acquire. That result has come with passion, dedication, commitment, and love for country to be able to work with the team of people across the government, from the Ministry of Finance and other ministries and agencies, to be able to continue to support His Excellency Dr. George Weah's objective goals for the people of Liberia. It is interesting to note that Liberia has had many shocks just before this government came in. We had the Ebola crisis, just like other countries in the region. which impacted our macroeconomic issues, which also affected over the period how our enterprises and foreign direct companies was negatively impacted in terms of job creation and sustaining their growth, support to the growth of the economy. He also highlighted a conversation around where we have all now faced with the challenge of COVID, which is not only health, but also economic in nature. So it is important that in the period where we are having very difficult times, in the period of COVID, as a country that have been relying on donor support for many years, to still be able to continue to support the people of Liberia and provide support to the government and keep active, very active operations across social services and carry on infrastructure development at the same time during these difficult times, worth noting. And we believe that it was upon some of these very progress that the global community, including the African Leadership Magazine, recognized the opportunity, recognized these very hard works of what is being done to impact the people of Liberia and the economy of Liberia. Lastly,
okay, thank you.
Lastly, we would like to dedicate the award that has been given in recognition of the work of our Minister of Finance, Honorable Samuel Ditwe Jr., who is also wanting to dedicate this award to His Excellency, Dr. George M. Weah, and the government and people of Liberia, and also to all of those who have worked along with him to be able to achieve this recognition. Again, on behalf of Minister Twe, I would like to thank you, the organizers, for this recognition and for this award. I am Augustus Flomo. I am the Deputy Minister for Economic Management, representing the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. Congratulations to Liberia. We are with you. We're looking forward to better stories in the days ahead as we manage the challenges every country at the moment is faced with. Now, I'll call on the Honorable Minister for comments, but while doing that, may I call on Dr. John of the Africa CDC will be next. Dr. John Kang-Gong-Tong. I hope I got it right. Dr. John is being the head of Africa CDC. He'll be next. But may I call on Senator Mankoba Kumalu, Minister for Commerce, Trade and Investment of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Let me say a quick word. Please, you need to visit Eswatini. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ken, and may I recognize His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, President of Ghana, and His Excellency Jonathan, former President of Nigeria, and His Excellency Goroma, former President of Sierra Leone, and all protocol observed. I'll stick to the 1 minute. Eswatini is a small country in the southern hemisphere of Africa, a population of 1.2 million people. But we are very, very happy to receive this award, and we take it with all the humility it deserves. We are very, very grateful that the advent of the AFCFTA provides a tremendous opportunity for countries within Africa to trade amongst themselves. Eswatini is currently ranked at number 9 in Africa in terms of value of exports. And for a small country, it's a big feat, and it is premised on our strategy. Our strategy is to be an export-driven economy that is driven by the private sector. We have seen COVID-19 come, but we have also come up with a post-COVID-19 economic recovery plan, which I am leading, and that has seen the economy of Eswatini suffer a little bit, but the strategy that we've put in place has allowed us to see new opportunities, and we are glad to be hosting one of the e-commerce platforms for the AFCFTA, the AE Trade Group. And we think the future after COVID-19 will be bright. for Eswatini. But with those few words, we are really grateful to be part of this auspicious occasion and to be part of this eminent group of leaders, and we are grateful for the award. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I think that was fantastic. I'll put our hands together. He kept 1 minute. Thank you very much. And I'll be calling on the next set of people. Dr. John is not up yet. He's been here. Obviously, he's attending to something. So as soon as he joins us, we'll recognize him. But may I very quickly add that 3 of our honorees today are meant to receive the Special Congressional Commendation from the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus, who are fully, in fact, they're in session now debating one of the most COVID-related bill, whose absence, if you're not there, I just got a message from them that if you're not here defending this bill, you may lose the next election. But they've assured Honorable Mankoba Kumalu that in the next 1 week, his proclamation was sent to him, congressional commendation, and Dr. Kwame Kie and Dr. Teni, and I've got one more name here, who have all been penciled down, and their awards will be shared. And Mr. Edapale, Honorable Kumalo, Honorable Dr. Kwame Kie, and so please forgive us, and let's as politicians, they need to live by certain, I'm not a politician, but I believe that those of you who are politicians understand when you must be in the sitting, and especially when it's COVID relief related. On that note, I call on Mr. Edapale, who is also receiving an award, to quickly have 1 minute to share his thoughts with us and showcase his certificate. For those of you who got only certificate, your awards are on your way. Logistics globally, we have to distribute this thing all the way from the UK, all over the world. If you have not received your own glass trophy, present the certificate and be rest assured in the coming days you should get it. So, Mr. Edapale, now put our hands together for Mr. Edapale. Yes, we can see you. I have a beautiful smile. We met last in London, January last year. Who knew? You want to say a few words? 1 minute? Okay. Edapale said it's okay. Thank you very much for your consideration. And may I also invite Dr. John here? Okay. May I now move to a female Amazon, someone we are truly, truly very proud of.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, thank you. Open our hands together again for Dr. John of the Africa CDC. He's the man working with Dr. Tedros at the global level, and he's been the man on the African scene, making sure that we are all safe. Congratulations for the great work you've done, and please accept our award for your interventions in being a COVID champion. Please put your hands together for him, and while we call on him to present and then say a few words. Thank you very much. I put your hands together as he shows this is the award. Congratulations. And then you have a few minutes. Well, yes, please permit me to give you more than 1 minute to just share his few thoughts with us. Thank you.
And first of all, thank you so much and congratulations also to the African Leadership Magazine for your extraordinary leadership and innovation. This is a very proud moment for the continent of Africa, and because of your leadership and recognition. I think there's nothing that is as valuable as recognition of the work that the sons and daughters of the continent are doing. And you deserve an award yourself for the leadership and innovation that you are exercising. Let me just say that the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us a couple of lessons, early lessons in year one, that we are more vulnerable than we thought, that we are more connected than we thought, that inequities are more profound than we thought. But very importantly, that public health is health security, and that public health is economic security, no doubt about that. Ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Tedros mentioned, 3.8 million Africans have been infected with about 100,000 deaths. That's a lot of deaths. My greatest concern as the head of the CDC is that we may begin to normalize deaths, and which is, it will be a tragedy, that we begin to say that, well, Africa has been least affected with 100,000 deaths compared to in excess of 2.5 million in the world. That shouldn't happen. They are loved ones. They are Africans. They are brothers and sisters, mothers, uncles, etc. Unfortunately, just speaking about inequality and inequities, of the 219 million doses of vaccines, very few have been immunized in Africa. So I think we are just beginning to applaud planes arriving in Accra, Ghana with 600,000 doses of vaccines for a country that is about 40 million. We appreciate that, but we say that this is not the equity and timely access that we all committed ourselves to when this pandemic hit the world 1 year ago. We all agree that global solidarity and global cooperation is so important. However, just because I don't have time, let me just conclude by saying that there are 4 things that we must do as a continent to move forward and prepare for next time so that this doesn't happen to us. First of all, we must embrace a new public health order that has 4 pillars. One is that we must look back into our ability to manufacture vaccines, diagnostics, and therapeutics on the continent. You guarantee our health security, also create jobs, and then bring back the technology transfer. Second is we must invest in our own public health agencies and trust in them. At this point, I truly want to appreciate the extraordinary leadership of our continent, including our head of states. I've had the great honor and chance of briefing them about 13 times, and they turn to their own CDC for public health advice and guidance. That is remarkable. In my 30 years career in public health, I've not seen that, that kind of level of leadership from our continent. Thirdly, we must deliberately engage in our public health workforce development and develop what we call the frontline fighters for diseases for the continent. We currently need 6,000 frontline disease detectives. We only have about 1,900 on a continent of 1.2 billion. We have to change that. And lastly, we have to engage with the private sector to solve our public health challenges. We will be living with pandemics. We'll solve this pandemic, but we'll have other pandemics. So the private sector engagement is so important. Let me just conclude then by saying that we cannot mortgage our health security to external forces, to partners outside of the continent, and ensure that elections that happen in other capital cities do not affect our health security on the continent. I thank you for the opportunity, and I dedicate this award to the staff of the Africa CDC. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we put our hands together for Dr. John for that wonderful speech? It's very touching. I want to clap, but I also don't want to clap. The statistics are not encouraging. But I think this is a call, and we're happy to have people like you that speak truth to situations, to forums like this. We need to do more. And I believe that we've got business leaders here, and more hopefully will be done in the coming months. Again, I'm excited all through this. Her Excellency Mrs. Gracamacha is here, listening, encouraging, supporting us, and Dr. Goodluck Jonathan and all of our great leaders who are part of this. I now call on very quickly a female leader who's done us very proud in the mining sector, a male-dominated industry. I don't know how she does it, but she thrives, not only thrives, she leads. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Tigui-Danka Kamara, all the way from Guinea, for the wonderful work you're doing. And can you show us your word and say a few words? Please put your hands together as she presents to us her words. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me here, Your Excellencies. I am very honored to have been chosen to be among such wonderful people. I'm not going to be too long because basically everything has been said. You know, all the challenges that we need to overcome has been said. So as a young leader, because it happens, I'm again the youngest among all here. So I guess this is a hard hat to also carry on. So to speak a little bit in the name of the African youth, women leadership, that education is important. And I think His Excellency Nana Akufo had said it before. In a few years' time, Africa will be the youngest continent in the world. So what are we doing to prepare for that? We need jobs. You know, we have right now, we are going through a health pandemic. So all these are things that governments and the population need to be awarded for. You know, as entrepreneurs, we need to create more jobs that will be able to employ youth. You know, but what kind of education the youth should be having? Because we have in Africa a lot of young people that have so many high grades. But when you open an enterprises, company, factories, sometimes the high grade, the high diplomas are not what is needed. So we need to also look and then focus also on the labor force, the regular people. You know, with the pandemic, we have seen that there has been a great shift. We have gone into the fourth industrial era. And I'm sure that a lot of people don't know what that means, meaning that technology is taking over. The world, as we know before, is not going to be the same anymore. And as you can see, now we are having virtual forums versus to meeting each other. So this is going to be a turning point. So it's not just a health pandemic. It is a change. When they used to say a few years back, the world that we know will be ending, everybody must have been thinking that is a catastrophe, we're going to all die. But I believe that the era that's ending was the way we used to live before. And the new era that's in now is technology, and people need to adapt to it. And then, you know, there are many sectors that are going to be impacted by this new way of living. So agriculture is very important because we need to feed this new breed of young generation that's coming around, you know. And one more time again, education. And then not to be too long, I'm going to just put an emphasis also on the political leadership. As we see everywhere in Africa now, one of the nominee has said something about Arabic Spring. I didn't get the whole term, but it is important that we start showing a new form of leadership. You know, the new generation today, the new young Africans are very much likely aware of what is going on throughout the world. And we want to change. We want a new way of leading Africa. And that cannot be done without us, Africa. So I was very happy when His Excellency, President of Ghana, mentioned Ghana Aid Beyond Aid. And I'm very happy because I was there. I was one of the panelists, and I also was among the 15 influencers that were being used, that was chosen by UNDP to push the program. So it is important that we Africans, we wake up and we know that Africa will not go forward without us. And we thank all the foreign help, but it's time that us as Africans, we take our destiny at hand. And also, someone who don't know where you come from doesn't know where you will go. So let's not forget our culture. When we're talking about education, cultural education is very important. It's because I know who I am as an African that today I could be among such valuable people here and speak despite my age. And I'm very proud to be African. I'm very proud to be Black, and I'm very proud to be a woman. Thank you so much for having me with you.
Very much. Put your hands together again for Tibitanka Kamara, all the way from Guinea, doing amazing things for women food, not just in Ghana, Guinea, but across Africa. Thank you and congratulations. I'll call on Mr. Onyeka, and after Onyeka, I'll call on Mr. Agnes Kalibata. But Mr. Onyeka is a young man also, and I'm happy our leaders are here watching you. The people you inspired are in the room. And let's hear Mr. Onyeka as he shares a few words and shows us his award. Onyeka.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Ken Yaman. Thank you to the organizers of the African Leadership Awards. I find this, so I have my plate here. I hope you can see it clearly.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I find this honor very, very profound for me. Just like Tigio Danke mentioned in her own speech. For us that are young Africans that are doing things in areas that you wouldn't find many young people doing, it becomes really important for us to become role models for other youths. And for me personally, as an entrepreneur, finding myself using technology in several areas of the economy, whether it's in real estate or transportation, but more importantly, in agriculture, it is very, very instrumental in how I'm influencing young people to say, I had a background in software engineering, I had a first class in software engineering, but I'm using my skill set in the farm to help people produce food better, to help people sell their food better and make farmers wealthier. My whole goal, along with over 100 people in my team, is on a daily basis, continue to find ways to aggregate funds for the farmers, to connect them with the right inputs, to produce better, to make them successful farmers so that people can eat. Every one of us on this call today ate, irrespective of our titles, irrespective of our office. It tells you how important that sector is. And that is why I'm championing this cause. And I find it a huge honor that I've been selected as the African agricultural champion. At my age, where people say, when you look at the average farmer, they say the average farmer is between 55 and 60. I'm in my mid-30s, and being recognized for this tells you where the day is shifting. And so I'm very, very excited about this. I'm going to continue preaching the gospel of agriculture. Awards like this will continue to motivate the people in my team who are between the ages of 20 and 30 and 35. You have only maybe 3 other people that are frankly older than myself in the organization of over 100 people that are excited about how we're doing what we're doing in the agriculture space. And so to all the excellencies on the call, I find it very humble. I'm quite humbled when I saw President Goodluck Jonathan. I met him once, I don't think you will remember, in 2009, when I won the third best prize in web design in Nigeria. And he gave me my first award. I was excited then. The president of Ghana as well, who I met in Ghana once when I came to present my company called Farm Crowdy there, and all the other dignitaries on the call. I find it's a huge honor for myself, but also an encouragement for young people in my sector. And so to the organizer, thank you very much again for this. You don't know how much this will mean to young people. Every one of us that's watching this, myself included, and every other young person that is watching this, will understand the importance of the work we're doing on the continent. And I say thank you for recognizing us. And so thank you to everyone on the call. Thank you, Dr. Ken Giami. I appreciate you very much for this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Onyeka of Farm Crowdy. I'm happy His Excellency is specially clapping for you too. I'm really happy to. It's our joy to bring young people who are role models in a society where people think all young people are criminals. And then we'll see people like you, and you're not just pursuing some of the fancy profession, but you've made agriculture interesting. He's been listed in various major international media, TV, radio, internationally, outside of Africa, for what he's doing in the agriculture field. No wonder Africans voted you as the agricultural champion. Well done, and keep up the good work. And may I now call on Agnes Kalibata, who is by no means the least. She's doing amazingly, amazingly well all the way from Rwanda. And can you show us your word and share a few words? That's the last of the awards this evening, and after which Lord Sinwandu will take over. Please put your hands together specifically and much more so for Agnes Kalibata, who is by no means the least. She's doing amazingly, amazingly well. I've read your bio, I've seen what you've done, and congratulations. And we'll see your award and a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Africa Leadership Magazine. This is the award. So thank you for the recognition. Let me start by excellencies, recognizing the excellencies that are on the call, and really appreciate being in the same company is something that is only a dream. And let me also recognize and appreciate being recognized along Her Excellency Glaka Machel on climate issues. It's a great honor. It's someone I look up to, and I'm greatly honored to have been recognized in that category. I work as the president of the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa, an institution that works to improve agriculture in Africa and to really expand opportunities for smallholder farmers. Like you said, I've seen, Ken, I've worked in that capacity in Rwanda, where I saw agriculture being an opportunity for us to change our continent. And I saw it with my own hands because we did it. We were able to reduce poverty, we were able to remove hunger. And I've seen it also across the continent. The president of Ghana was just talking about the youth, but what he didn't say is in the last 4 years, he has created over 700,000 jobs from his Planting for Food and Jobs program that he put in place. So the opportunities in the agricultural sector and for communities that live in agricultural sector, like many of you know, many of us come from those type of backgrounds, are huge. But this is being reversed by climate change. And for me, that's where my passion comes from. I cannot see something that was beginning to become our hope and future being taken away from us. And we don't even know where it's coming from. The farmers that are being affected every day don't even know how this is happening. They don't know where climate change is coming from, and they don't know what it means. So I see an opportunity for those of us that have a voice to really stand up and say climate change needs to stop because it's impacting people. Like my people, my farmers, Africa's farmers are being impacted. And Africa is only contributing 4% to climate change, but Africa is suffering immensely. And this is not going to stop until we do something about it. So I'm really lucky that I've been given an opportunity now as special envoy for the Food System Summit, where I'm using this voice to raise the voice and try to show people what is going on. Now, we need to stop climate change, but while we are doing this, we need to immediately pay attention to resilience and adaptation because communities are already suffering. Right now, only 1.7% of the resources that are available as climate funds goes to resilience and adaptation. And yet we know that our farmers live this every day. And for me, this is unacceptable. I'm grateful to African Development Bank and what the president of African Development Bank has done recently to announce a fund to support countries with the resilience and adaptation. And these are the type of efforts we need to be seeing as a continent. We need to put together this type of way. So I appreciate the leadership you're putting here. As AGRA, we have put in place a program that you might be interested in as African Leadership Magazine. We put in place a program we are calling African Leadership Academy that creates a learning opportunity for African leaders to come together and exchange ideas. The biggest opportunity for me working on a continental platform has been being able to share what I learned from Rwanda as a scientist who had an opportunity to use that science to change farmers' lives, and the opportunity now that we have at AGRA to continue using science to transform people's lives by ensuring that they have access to good seeds, to good fertilizers that work for them, and to markets. And now the opportunity that the Continental Free Trade Area is offering is Africa's biggest opportunity, but we will not be able to exploit it if climate change continues the way it's doing. So let's raise our voices, let's work together, and let's continue recognizing Africa's best. I really want to thank, this is all because I have a great team of Africans from 30 countries of young Africans that are working hard every day, hoping that their continent will change and putting a lot of effort behind the work that we are doing. So thank you for recognizing this work. Thank you for the people that voted for me. And thank you for putting me amidst such great company and great people. So, and thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to all of the younger people. Congratulations to His Excellency Dr. Jonathan, Her Excellency Glaka Machel, all of our leaders, President of Ghana, and all of you, Dr. Tedros, Dr. John. We are truly, truly proud of what you do, how you inspire Africa. And for all of the distinguished leaders too, we're supposed to get the congressional commendation, Honorable Minister of Liberia, Minister of Finance, Liberia, Minister Twe, Dr. Pale Mankoba Kumalo, Dr. Teni Adesanya, and Dr. Kwame Kie. Been told that your recommendations have been dispatched by DHL in the next 5 or 7 working days. On that note, may I hand over to Wendy Lawson, and thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Yami. And it's so wonderful to see all of this recognition. As was mentioned earlier in the program, 120,000 Africans weighed in, and here's the result. The Persons of the Year in the 9th African Leadership Magazine Persons of the Year ceremony. We're very delighted to be able to be in the room, if you will, with all of you, and to learn so much about what is being developed from those who are starting out with these businesses, you know, something like Farm Crowdy, rather, the app that was mentioned, all the way up to leaders who have been serving for decades and are sharing what their experience has meant to the continent. You know, so frequently we have this dichotomous relationship where we either say, all of those who are of the elder group know exactly what to do, or we will give it all to the youth and they will take it. And well, we know that neither of these solutions actually produces the best result. So it's wonderful to see both those who have been experienced for some time and those who are up and coming in the same conversation together here today. We have a couple of videos that we wanted to share with you that continue to just uplift the spirit of this 9th Persons of the Year ceremony. So I'll ask that we go ahead and show those now.
Good evening. My name is Carlos Moore, and I'm honored and elated to be named to the 100 most influential African Americans list by the African Leadership Magazine. As the managing partner of the Cochran firm, Mississippi Delta, as a municipal judge in both Clarksdale, Mississippi and Grenada, Mississippi, as president-elect of the National Bar Association, and as a first-time author with 4 other co-authors of a new book entitled The Five Brothers, Our Journeys to Successful Careers in Law and Medicine, I humbly say thank you. It has always been my desire to be an influential member of society, to help inspire young people to know that if I did it, they can do it too. As the 100 Black men of America say, what they see is what they'll be. I'm honored to be in the company of such great men as former President Barack Obama, former First Lady, forever First Lady Michelle Obama, the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, as well as the late, great, legendary icon John Lewis. It's my hope and desire that one day I will walk worthy of this honor. Again, thank you.
Greetings, everybody. First of all, let me thank the African Leadership Magazine for putting together this event today. I would also like to thank my fellow awardees, particularly, of course, Ms. Kamara, the CEO of Tigi Holdings, who is the African Female Leader of the Year for 2020. Congratulations to you, Ms. Kamara. Dr. Tedros, who won the African of the Year, along with Strive Masiwia. They've both been fighting, of course, for finding solutions to the COVID crisis. Strive is a friend who has been working on the African vaccines acquisition task team endlessly to get vaccines onto the continent, along with Dr. Jen Kengasong, who has won the Public Health Champion of the Year. I would also like to recognize, of course, Mo Ibrahim, Ms. Grassa Michelle, Sadio Mane, who is for the youth. Thank you for recognizing the youth. I think it's an important part of looking for leaders on the continent. Of course, Dr. Ken Jenny, the chairman and publisher of the African Leadership Magazine, and everybody else who has been nominated. Well, 2020 was a difficult year. 2020, of course, is a year which saw us with COVID, which saw us with an economic crisis, an exacerbation of the climate crisis, particularly in the Horn of Africa with locust, drought, and of course in the Sahel, even more accentuated droughts. We hope that in 2021 we can do better. We hope we can get out of this crisis. I would like to celebrate all the new discoveries in the technology space that have begun to show us a route out of the COVID crisis. I also want to acknowledge the work that the pharmaceutical industry on the continent is beginning to do to refocus pharmaceutical production on the continent. The PPE industry that is doing more to ensure that we get PPEs produced on the continent. I think what we're beginning to see at the beginning of 2021 is an Africa that is resilient, is an Africa that we believe with the leadership in place and the resources needed can grow out of this crisis in a sustainable manner with, of course, cognizant of the fact that climate change is upon us. Can we grow green? Can we grow better? Can we get the enablers to ensure that we together get out of this crisis? One of the things that Africa has demonstrated during this crisis is collective leadership. Ministers of Finance have come together to work in harmony to see how they can find solutions. Ministers of Health have come together, Ministers of Education, to ensure that our kids continue to go to school. And so I think with all this collaborative action that we have seen towards the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, we believe that Africa has a chance to use its resilience to get out of the crisis.
Motivational Services, LDA, is a Mozambican private and independent partnership company solely focused in clearing, forwarding, shipping, and logistics, committed to make a difference. Mozambique was established because of a nice customer client need for specialty agency service within the ports of Beira and Puerto, with their own unique challenges and problems, which includes but not limited to bottlenecks, inefficiency, slow response time, and excessive official rules. Beira services some of the largest and fastest growing economy in the region, which has expanded port volumes considerably. Mozambique currently clears more than 120 trucks minimum average per day, meaning well off being 60% of the volume that goes via road, and proudly handles 95% of pipeline inflow for the petroleum-based products into Zimbabwe. Matola focuses most on fuel and serving South Africa as notable Botswana and Zambia via road and rails respectively. Mozambique has seen its own improvement within the starting to the days and more years to come. As of we started between 2010 and 2011, building up our volumes from 7.5 to 10,000 cubes of gas oil monthly, combined both rail and road. We have seen quite a lot of improvements into demand to this kind of products. Today, as of 2012 to date, Mozambique has grown in improved volumes and currently moving plus 175,000 cubes all combined products within Matola and Beira monthly, making it one of the main clearing agents in Mozambique, one of the best in the region, maybe one of the greatest in Africa. Backgrounds and clients' problems for the reason why we are here. Mozambique focuses on serving clients with specific reference to the above, and subsequently has developed a unique service offering to match. Most of them are lack of problems that
Oxford International Group is a multi-sectoral business empire with tentacles across the entire business landscape of Nigeria, with over 200 subsidiaries engaged in various business activities ranging from real estate and its investment, agriculture, information technology management, building and construction, engineering, logistics services, human capital development, asset management, banking, dredging, telecoms, and many more. We are creating value across the entire ecosystem and giving opportunities for making legitimate earnings. Visit our Lagos head office, the Oxford Group Place, House 9, B Close, 113 Road, Gowon Estate, Egbeda, Lagos. For further inquiries, call 0903-675-3779 or 0704-530-4808. If you're thinking of investment, think Oxford International Group, your safest haven for a secured future.
And again, congratulations to all of those who have been recognized today in the 9th African Leadership Magazine Persons of the Year. So lovely to see some of these businesses in action as well, some of the businesses of our awardees. As we come down to the final 5 minutes of the program, want to thank all of you for your participation, most especially Your Excellencies, Dr. Jonathan and Mrs. Marshall, for remaining with us the entire time, along with all of the other leaders who are here with us today. We've come to a very special moment. As you know, we always have the opportunity in these spaces to unveil the new African Leadership Magazine cover and the contents of the special publication in honor of the event. So we're almost close to closing, but we know you don't want to leave without having an opportunity to take a look at this edition of African Leadership Magazine. While this is getting queued up, I can also take a moment to thank our technical staff because, of course, you know, the behind the scenes is where the actual action is taking place, and they're having to bring together all of the elements, making sure that we're, of course, streaming and continuing to not only be here on the platform, but also going out live on the streaming service as well. So I want to take a moment just to thank you, all of you who are doing that, and to encourage you. I know it was probably a little bit of a difficult transition to go very quickly from one video to the next, and I know we're going to call that up in just a moment. As we're doing that, of course, though, it's just another special time to thank all of you who have been present, those of you who have been in the audience, but also so many of our special honorees and our special guests who have been with us. We, of course, mentioned that the former president, of course, of the Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Jonathan, has been with us, as well as the former president of Sierra Leone, helping to open for us, Mr. Karoma. All of these wonderful luminaries who have been present in the field of public health. You know, we've had a chance, of course, to hear from the World Health Organization and to award the African of the Year award to Dr. Tedros. We, of course, were honored to have in the room as well the head of the African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. We had, of course, Dr. Nkenga Song with us. He formerly was here with us in the US, in the city where I live in Atlanta, at the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And we've watched in awe as he's led the charge to prevent more lives from being lost in Africa during this global pandemic. Of course, pointing out to us that we have to look at manufacturing our vaccines on the continent of Africa, being able to invest in public health infrastructure within African nations, raise public health leadership, various people who are going to be able to take the lead in this and future pandemics, because we know that they will come. And of course, that engagement with the private sector as well. So we want to just thank all of you who have been here and all of those who have been awarded. We hope that being able to hear from such luminary voices at this time has been really helpful to you. And I think I'll ask one more time to see whether we have the opportunity to see this premiere cover of African Leadership Magazine. If not, we may just have to go to the newsstand or to the website to check it out. So it looks like I'm going to have to leave you on the edge of your seats, which is not a bad position to be at anyway, right? It enables us to look forward with a lot of enthusiasm to the fact that we will have this unveiling of the special African Leadership Magazine edition to include all of these persons of the year honored in this 9th celebration. Thank you all so much for being here today and for lending your support, not only to recognition of these luminaries, but really, in essence, to the growth of the continent of Africa. We know that the future is in Africa, and of course we know that you are all at the head of making sure that that leadership continues. Thank you so much for being a part today of the 9th African Leadership Magazine Persons of the Year. We hope that you have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us. We didn't have to sit on the edge of our seats for long. Here it comes. Beautiful publication. Congratulations. And to close us out today, let's call back once again our publisher of African Leadership Magazine, Dr. Ken Giami.
Thank you so much, Wendy. It's always a beautiful experience watching you do what you know how to do best. Let me stand on existing protocols, but specifically single out His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former President of Nigeria, and High Excellency Graco Mitchell for their support, for standing here, and for the inspiring example you are to Africans everywhere. And let me also very, very warmly recognize that the President of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, for being part of this very august meeting, and for the leadership he's shown on the continent, and for his support working with his other brother presidents in driving the African agenda forward. I also thank our African of the Year, Dr. Tedros, for being an African we are truly proud of. His management of this very dangerous time has been nothing but very excellent, and we stand by him and support him, and we'll continue to do so. I also want to thank all of our very distinguished, His Excellency Dr. Enes Bai Koroma is someone, I'm so fortunate to share a birthday with him. He was born the same day, like, he was born 2nd October, and I'm excited that I share the same birthday with him. I think I draw some of the genes he has, and I look forward to continue to serving Africa even when I get to his age. I also want to thank the Honorable Minister for Commerce of Eswatini, Minister of Finance of Liberia, all of our distinguished female leaders, which is Kalibata, Mara. And I also want to thank, you may not know all of those behind the scenes people, Franyan Cabral Ruiz, for the excellent work she's done. I call her General, but we've got the real General here, General Vincent Mungwe. Thank you so much, General, for the great work you're doing in Malawi. And for the young people, Mr. Onyeka, Dr. Berry, Dr. John, and all, if I didn't mention your name, please forgive me, Dr. Kwame Kie, Mr. Edo Pale, he's a brother from another mother. Thank you for the work you do in Mozambique. He invited me last year. Unfortunately, I couldn't travel. I hope that very soon Kobe will let us travel. Thank you again for all of the excellent contributions we've had today. I have been inspired. I can assure you several others who have been part of this live stream have also been inspired. And the future is bright because you're leading. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your service. And we look forward to continuing the discussions even after this event. You'll be hearing more from us in the coming days on how we can take the Africa agenda forward. On that note, thank you very, very especially, Wendy, for the fantastic work you've done. As always, we are truly proud of you. And to my team at the African Leadership Magazine, you've been wonderful, from Kingsley, the managing editor, to the rest of the team. Thank you for the great work you guys do. I just come and smile and look at the cameras. They do all the work. Thank you so much, guys, for the great work you do. And thank you, and thank you, and thank you. On that note, we can call it a day until we meet again. Can we, before we go, can we just all, for those of you who are on here, put on your camera for a quick group photograph for a minute, and then we can wave ourselves. Take a minute to just wave. We want to capture you waving. Do it slowly so we can get a picture. Thank you very much. Okay, His Excellency Dr. Jonathan is presenting this award. If you're holding your award, can you lift up yours? Please put your hands together for Dr. Jonathan. That's beautiful. He's a man I continue to love. He's a true leader. The first time I met him was by 2 a.m. at the villa. I was brought there by one of his friends, and I was surprised at the sitting room. We had more than 40 people waiting to see him at 2 a.m. No wonder that level of service, it's appreciated. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And to all of you who have been part of this call, congratulations to all of you. And you can wave now. See you later until we meet again. Thank you, General. Thank you, everyone. And God bless you all.